school meals and Shokuiku, or food and nutrition education in Japan through the lens of planetary health, for the children and a sustainable future. The recent effects of climate change, such as increasing average temperatures, floods, droughts, and rising sea levels due to global warming, have caused poor harvests, reduced food production, and increased food poisoning and infectious diseases. Among the Earth's most vulnerable populations are also increasing levels of food insecurity, famine, and malnutrition. Recent research has shown that such food insecurity not only causes undernutrition, but also increases obesity as climate change restricts access to fresh food, thereby causing extreme dependence on cheap, unhealthy options, such as ultra-processed foods that lead to becoming overweight and obese. In this way, we see that climate change is tied closely to our eating habits, and in turn, our nutritional status. An important concept for resolving this issue is planetary health. According to Professor Fumiko Kasuga, a health researcher at Nagasaki University,
planetary health is the idea that our social and economic activities should be practiced in a comprehensive manner based on the understanding that the health of the planet and the health of human beings are interrelated. Climate change causes large-scale flooding and droughts, which result in forest fires. It can also cause sea levels to rise. This can lead to the loss of homes, agricultural fields, and even human lives. Sometimes it is no longer possible for people to live where they once did. Climate change is also causing what are known as tropical infections in countries where they have never been seen before. Planetary health therefore envisions people putting their collective wisdom together to solve today's diverse, interconnected, and complex problems and create a new world.
Thus, planetary health seeks to solve this problem through practices based on the understanding that the health of the planet and the health of human beings are interrelated. Let us consider school meals and Shokuiku in Japan as one concrete practice based on this planetary health concept. School meals and Shokuiku in Japan. School meals in Japan have more than 100 years of history, although there was an interruption during World War II. The School Lunch Program Act was established in 1954 in response to the wishes of children and their parents. School meals then spread throughout the country, supported by the developing social economy. However, there was a clear increase in new food-related problems, such as food safety, low levels of food sufficiency, an increase in extreme thinness, obesity, and lifestyle-related or non-communicable diseases. Then, in 2005, the Basic Act on Shokuiku was established. Shokuiku is about promoting physical and mental health and the human development of individuals through the study of food. With the enactment of the Basic Act on Shokuiku, the national government, local governments, and individuals are now required to take action to promote Shokuiku. The School Lunch Program Act was completely restructured in 2008 in order to place greater emphasis upon the concept of Shokuiku. As a result, 7 different goals for school meals were delineated. These goals aim to help students build healthy bodies, create a foundation for healthy eating habits, appreciate the blessings of nature, and learn about local food for the present and future generations. In addition, Shokuiku includes topics that enable students to understand how society works through food. School meals and Shokuiku are a perfect example of practicing planetary health, since this involves learning about the relationship between our own health, food, the environment, and the planet at schools. Examples of planetary health in action. Let's now look more closely at school meals and Shokuiku in Japan as examples of planetary health in action. This is Fukuroi City in Shizuoka Prefecture. Fukuroi City aims to provide Japan's most forward-looking school meals. This is Mr. Koji Ishizuka from the Fukuroi Municipal Board of Education.
School meals provide children with the necessary nutritional value. Besides paying attention to hygiene to provide safe meals, we use local products, thereby teaching children about local community industries, while also helping to reduce food loss.
This is Asaba Higashi Elementary School. At lunchtime, children who are on the school meal team put on smocks.
Does anyone have a fever, stomachache, or feel unwell?
No.
Is everyone wearing their smocks?
Yes.
You all washed your hands, right? Did you disinfect too? Great. Let's go.
To prevent food poisoning, the teacher ensures that everyone on the school meal team feels fine and replaces anyone feeling unwell with another child. For Shokuiku, it is important that students prepare and serve school meals themselves. By forming teams, they have a valuable opportunity to learn the important skills of responsibility and cooperation. This is the diet and nutrition teacher, Ms. Ayako Matsumoto.
We give students simple instruction in how to plate food. Basically, rice goes on the left and soup on the right. Learning that there are certain ways to serve Japanese food will also help the children cultivate food-related manners in adulthood. In addition, we want them to enjoy meal times.
Let's put our hands together and say thanks. Thank you for this meal.
Today's menu features fried fish and curry udon noodles, plus locally grown flavored bok choy and watermelon. In this way, Shokuiku is also sometimes practiced during lunchtime itself. Quizzes are also given based on the day's menu in order to encourage the children's food-related education.
It's sweet.
Enjoying locally grown bok choy is another example of a planetary health-related action. Creating school meals in Fukuroi City considering planetary health. Fukuroi City school meals promote the concept of local production for local consumption using vegetables purchased from local farmers. This farm grows the bok choy for use in school meals. Mr. Tokuyuki Makino says that there are numerous merits to participating in the Fukuroi City school meal program as a farmer. His farm began regularly providing the necessary amount of produce for school meals. This is also an environmentally friendly practice. Mr. Makino normally has to load vegetables into a box along with packing materials when sending them to places like Tokyo or Osaka. But providing them for local school meals requires only minimal packaging. In addition, there are lower delivery fees and less gasoline use, which also helps to lower CO2 levels. Mr. Makino says this about growing bok choy for school meals.
やっぱ誰が食べてくれてるかっていう
If you know who is going to eat it, it is worthwhile to make it. It's normal to grow reliably safe vegetables. That is the bare minimum. But there is an extra level of motivation for me in growing vegetables that are even fresher and more delicious for the children's school meals.
Fukuroi City is increasing the use of locally grown vegetables for its school meals each year, which also helps to support the revitalization of community farms and the circulation of the local economy.
Prior to launching this initiative, some 3.5 million yen was spent on local products. Last year, this figure rose to around 34 million yen, nearly a tenfold increase. We began this program by going around and chatting with local farmers.
This is the Fukuroi Chubu School Meal Center, which prepares Japan's most forward-looking school meals. The center provides a total of 6,000 school meals to 12 schools daily, emphasizing food safety, handmade meal preparation, and local production for local consumption. Based on the nutrients and quantities required for the children's growth, cooking staff prepare the meals according to the menus planned by the dietitians of Fukuroi City. Tasty meals made with fresh produce also help reduce leftovers, which in turn lowers food loss. Ms. Manami Kawamura, a cooking staff member at the meal center, told us the secret to delicious school meals.
We prepare the dashi soup stock from scratch using fresh ingredients at this center. By using delicious stock, we can make the food taste good with less salt. We carefully heat the vegetables to beautifully draw out their color. And we make sure that the fish and meat are juicy and look delicious. We aim for a beautiful presentation so that when the children open the food containers at school, they exclaim, "Wow, how beautiful."
The roof of the school meal center is lined with large solar panels.
This is solar power generation equipment. By using all 50 kilowatts of the generated energy to power the school meal center, we can reduce the amount of energy used during the day. And by teaching the students that their meals are prepared using renewable energy sources, we also connect this to environmental education.
An additional emergency power generator is installed for use in cases of recently increasing natural disasters, such as earthquakes or heavy rain, wherein meals can be prepared for around 50 hours following the event. In addition to efforts to reduce food loss, a system of circularity is being implemented within school meals. School meals are prepared only for the number of students who will be eating them. The cooking staff also aims to use every part of the ingredients, such as vegetable cores. The skins and other scraps from the vegetables used today, including carrots, bok choy, watermelon, and komatsuna, or mustard spinach, will be turned into compost, which will in turn be used to grow the vegetables for school meals. Several weeks' worth of school meal leftovers are collected and taken to local compost patches and mixed with rice husks and chicken manure to make compost. This is Mr. Noboru Terada, a farmer in Fukuroi City.
The nutrients from leftover vegetables help to create rich compost. We are growing sweet potatoes here, which the elementary students will come to help harvest. These sweet potatoes are grown using food leftovers and then served in school meals. So we are explaining to the students that what could have been thrown away as garbage is in fact being circulated as a resource.
Achievements of Japan's most forward-looking school meals. The results of a dietary study conducted in Fukuroi City as part of efforts to reevaluate school meals revealed the need for lower sodium. Consequently, the salt level has been lowered gradually and is now less than 1.7 grams per meal. There was some concern that food leftovers would increase if the salt level was reduced. However, the children's response was the same as before, and there was no increase in the amount of leftover food. The city is also aiming to use more local products, which have increased in number to 46. These appear on the menu each day. This helps children learn about local agriculture, distribution, and food products, and is expected to have positive educational benefits. In addition, looking at monthly figures revealed that using local products in school meals has had a positive effect on reducing food mileage and the level of CO2 emissions. Using local produce in school lunches reduced CO2 emissions by a total of 15.37 tons.
Anyone is able to improve their own health through eating habits. Children's palates and eating habits are said to develop around age 10. And by introducing vegetables, fish, and other foods that they may not have tried at home, school meals can enrich their eating habits and build a healthy foundation for eating in adulthood. In Japan, the role of the school meals is therefore quite significant.
The potential of school meals and Shokuiku as a climate change mitigation strategy. What role can school meals play in mitigating climate change? This is Professor Masahiro Hashizume, an expert in environmental epidemiology from the Graduate School of Medicine at the University of Tokyo. He says,
Ever since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th century, human society has created a mass production, mass consumption society. This has led to the emission of a large amount of greenhouse gases and fossil fuels, which triggered a rapid increase in global warming. Children are among those who are the most vulnerable to climate change. Malaria, dengue fever, and other tropical infections, diarrhea, and undernutrition are all causes of child mortality. Children are truly the most vulnerable. The world is now taking measures with the goal of limiting the temperature increase to less than 1.5 degrees compared to pre-industrial levels. Presently, this figure has increased by 1.1 degrees, so we are quickly approaching that critical level. Climate change policy includes both adaptation and mitigation-related measures. Mitigation strategies include restricting greenhouse gas emissions to achieve carbon-neutral levels. But even if emissions reached zero levels, it is unlikely that the greenhouse effect would stop in the coming decades due to greenhouse gas accumulation. Consequently, we must find a way to reduce this damage. This means changing our society and behavioral patterns, which are adaptation-related strategies. Implementing both adaptation and mitigation strategies is the foundation of measures to address climate change. Introducing the concept of local production for local consumption, while introducing school meals and Shokuiku that considers the reduction of food loss will ultimately lead to measures that combat climate change, especially the reduction mitigation of greenhouse gases. Such benefits are also a possibility.
JICA's cooperation on school meals and Shokuiku. Dr. Marika Nomura, a JICA senior advisor, says this about JICA's international efforts.
JICA is conducting international cooperation based upon these types of experiences in Japan related to school meals and Shokuiku. Our technical cooperation project in Mongolia includes support for creating standards for school meals, building the capacity of people involved in the preparation of school meals, creating a system for food procuration, and strengthening the administrative capacity that is essential for the institutionalization of school meals. Through our country-specific training program for Malaysia, administrators have been invited to Japan to observe community daycare centers, private food companies, and so on. In addition, we are supporting the development of a management framework for providing school meals to Malaysian preschoolers. In Indonesia, the National Nutrition Agency was newly established in August 2024. JICA invited members of the relevant ministries to Japan in order to observe school meals and Shokuiku in Japan, and to discuss Indonesia's new school meal program. All stakeholders on the planet are called upon to respond to climate change. Planetary health is one approach to this issue that protects human health and the health of the planet at the same time. As one concrete practice based on this approach, JICA will continue supporting school meals and Shokuiku alongside the rest of the world.